Boom! What is going on, everyone? My name is Joseph, and today is the first ever that I wanted to make a YouTube channel, and I'm going to bring you guys along with me on this journey. The reason why I wanted to do this was one, not just to record and detail my stupid experiences and just my daily shenanigans with my son and my wife, but really to see if I can be a value of for people, right? I've been doing SEO for almost 10 years, and trust me when I say I've seen it all. I've seen the craziest shit done. I've seen some of the weirdest thing done, and it works, right? So this is when I actually wanted to get into testing SEO versus just listening to some guru online, right? Paying for their courses and not really truly understanding the method behind the madness, but learned a lot on the way. So that's why I really want to see if I can help really anyone out there in the internet in the world wide web on what they can do, how they can get there quicker and not have to shovel out so much fucking money, because that's what I did. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that resonates with that, right? I'm sure everyone has a story about, they bought this course and it didn't do anything, or they bought this ultimate course and it elevated their lives. I know I have, right? Out of the 10,000 SEO packages that I bought, and like really bought, right? Not just, got it from a friend or, learning from the internet for free, but actually really buying these courses, implementing them and testing it out, right? But we'll get more into that later. Let me just talk you through my SEO journey. So I started doing marketing back in 2000 and maybe 2007, 2008. I had lots of time when we were in downtime in the Marines. Yurt. That's why my company's name is 4 and 7 Boom, is because of the Marines. But anyways, so 2007, 2008, when we deployed and came back, right, I really didn't have a whole lot to do. We were just really messing around until our next deployment. So I always knew that eventually I would get out one day, right? And I didn't really want to rely on the Marine Corps or really the government, because I know at this point that, hey, government's great, takes care of you, but when they're done with you, they're done with you, right? So I started getting into like MySpace advertisement, and not even advertisement, just knocking doors in good old Jacksonville, North Carolina, and asking them, hey, do you want anyone to help you manage your social media? And after doing that a while, I realized that I had a knack for data, putting things together, bridging the gap, and things like that. So eventually I jumped into what I actually practice now was SEO. And this was actually on my friend's website. He was a barber, and he just wanted to understand, hey, how do you take your website here, which is the abyss on Google, to the page one realm, right? So started digging into some warrior forums, right? Some of these old school black hat techniques, black hat forum websites, and picked up a few things. Now, though they did work, because the SEO world was a lot different, back in 2009, 2010. It's pretty much non-existent. All you really had to do was just spam the shit out of a page, try to throw them some photos and just spam, 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 spam. And you would eventually rank, right? Now, that shit don't work. But anywho, that's how I started. And then in 2009, I actually got medically discharged from the Marines, and I came here into Missouri to help take care of my parents. And fast forward, I'm now here with a full-fledged, full-stack SEO agency, married with kids. Still got my mom's with me. I joke around that my mom is my roommate, but I love her to death, and I'm gonna take care of her till I die, or until, But I digress. Let's talk about a few things that I've learned along the way. Number one, you gotta test your shit. All right, I can't stress this enough. If you want to be a player in this arena, right, you gotta know how to test. Because if you don't test and you go into things blindly, you may find some success. You may, right? But if you're not able to replicate this on a different level, on a different niche, in a different vertical, right, you're going to have some problems, and that's going to stunt your growth. So I always tell the people close to me who are getting into SEO or who are learning SEO that, yes, have an SOP, have an idea, have a strategy, but you got to understand the method behind the madness. Say with me, method behind the madness. Because if you don't, again, you'll fall into situations where you're like, holy shit, if this does that, if I pull this lever and I get this, but I don't get what I want and I get that instead, how else am I going to present this to the client? Well, you can't, right? So you got to make sure that you're testing. I'm going to put you on a few great SEO guys that I know. One dude, shout out to Merlino. This guy has put me on the game. Super smart dude, right? And he's always talking about testing your shit, testing your shit, testing your shit. And that never really truly, like, I never really understood that until a few years ago, right? Until I'm like, you know what? I gotta test this. I gotta test this. I gotta test this. Because SEO is just a small cog in the wheel, right? There's so much things, so many moving parts with SEO. And you gotta understand everything. And if you don't, well, you ain't got a well-beloved machine, right? So test your shit, right? Second advice is stop paying for courses. And this may sound like contradictory because I pay for courses, right? I used to pay for courses. Now I just go to seminars. I just go to trainings, right? People who actually know what the hell they're doing and people who actually have data-driven results. That is the difference with courses and some trainings, because there are some trainings out there that is just really just to sell you, right? And they don't have any proof. They don't have any data to back them up. So you want to make sure that you vet these people. You want to make sure they have some kind of review, some kind of presence online, because you don't want to be buying from Joe Smo who works, in their mother's basement. No offense if anyone living in their mother's basement. I live with my mother, so no sweat. But you got to make sure that whoever you're buying these trainings or seminars from, they have some credibility, okay? And don't even do that. Just talk to them. Most successful, hear me out, nugget, right? Most successful SEO agency, they're more than happy to just share their knowledge with you, right? If you can come off like, you know what, this guy wants to learn or this lady wants to learn, they're really, really interested. A lot of times they'll just teach you and help you if they have the time, right? So just talk to them. The worst they can say is no, buy my shit, buy my course, buy my training, or come to my seminar. Don't buy courses. Come to the seminar and just check it out, right? Third, another advice is if you end up getting your freelancing status or your agency status, right, find help immediately. If I could go back in 2014 and just kind of smack my head, right, I would make sure that I hired at least one VA, at least one, because you can scale a lot quicker that way. And let me tell you why. Even though you are just learning, you're just getting your feet wet, right? You can delegate a lot of tasks to your VA. And a lot of VAs, should I say this? They'll work for like $5 an hour, maybe even less. While you're going out there getting clients, your VA is either learning things for you or putting SOPs in place or putting softwares in place. And about software is we're living at the AI age. AI, like it's revolutionary, right? You can build your own programs, you can build your own tools, you can build your own softwares. Do not sleep on AI. I have tons and tons of clients who are like, no, Joe, AI is only for the moment. It's gonna go away. All right, well, you know what? I respect your reviews on that, but I'm gonna respectfully see ya, because I believe that SEO and AI is going to take off together in tandem, and it's just going to be next level crazy shit. So again, don't sleep on AI. But going back to the whole thing we were talking about, yes, use and hire a VA, even if you can't afford it full time, part time. When you can buy someone else's time so you can work on your own shit, that is amazing, right? So again, just treat them well, pay them what they deserve, and build your shit from there, okay? And then lastly, don't go out there and start spending boatloads of fucking shit on tools, on random tools, on computers, on all these things until you're at least six figures. You can literally do this from a cell phone, or even from like a 1999 Windows computer. You can do everything that I'm talking about here from the oldest dinosaur laptop, dinosaur computer that there is out there, because it doesn't take a whole lot to, one, manage a VA on your cell phone on Skype, and two, just look up programs or look up keywords or look up web-based programs on that computer. It doesn't take a whole lot of things to do that, right? Or even a whole lot of technology to do that. You can still use these old computers to really set up your freelancer and agency company, right? Now, if you have the money, right? If money is just laying around and it is just oozing out of your butt, right? Then yes, go buy some cool shit. Go buy a nice laptop. Go buy a PC. Go buy all these things that's going to help you become a better agency owner, because eventually you will. But if money is funny, do not stress about that. Let me tell you something. I'm just kidding. I started out with some pretty good shit, but I have people who've started out on basic computers, basic laptop, and a phone. All right. Now, what's going to differentiate you between those who start out great is how hungry you are. All right. I can't tell you that this shit is a lonely path. This being a business owner is a long and lonely path, and being an SEO agency owner full stack is even a lonelier and longer path, because number one, no one understands you. You're geeking out on shit that makes no sense to anyone, that no one cares about. I go to my family gatherings and I try to have any kind of SEO conversation, marketing conversation, and they're like, "Joe, drop that shit. We don't care. Where's the food at?" Right? I get it. I totally get it. So it's a long, lonely path, and you gotta stay hungry, because if you're not, someone else will get it. You know what I mean? So stay hungry. But enough yapping. I've been talking about for like 10 to 15 minutes. Let's dive into what I think is this year's hack to rank for local SEO. Now, local SEO, I'm talking about with Google My Business, right? So if you don't got a Google My Business yet, get one. It's free. Come on, guys, it's free. If you want me to do it, hit me up. I'll do it for you for free. Just put a comment in the chat, and I got you. But this is more or less applicable to your Google My Business profile. So what I'll do is I'll hop off here. I'll go on my computer real quick, and then I'll just go from there. So see you soon. All right, and we are back. So again, you got to make sure that you have a Google My Business profile to do this, because this is for local SEO strategies, right? Now, a lot of people sleep on this, and it's not because they don't want to do it. I think it's really more or less they don't know about it, Now, I am going to, front load this expectation, right? You got to do it. But number two, this is not going to like propel you to the number one position, right? But it is going to give you tons and tons of relevant geographical signal that is going to help you differentiate your business between the other competitors. Okay. And again, if you just do this relentlessly, consistently, you are going to win. All right. Now, a lot of my clients, matter of fact, 100% of my clients, I do not go on to the next the next few phases of the local GMB, local SEO strategies, until I feel like this is 100% dialed in. Okay, so for today's example, we'll go ahead and use my GMB here, and I'll talk you through on how you can set things up. So the best thing that you can do easily to get easy wins and get the ball rolling for you, right, is to optimize your GMB profile. Now, your GMB dashboard may look different from mine, but essentially, if you go onto the dashboard and go onto your page, you're going to see this, right? And what you want to do is you want to go ahead and edit your services. Now, in the services, you can add tons and tons and tons of other shit that you usually can't, right? So if you go back, like maybe in a few months ago, maybe even a year ago, I think a year ago, don't quote me on that. But if you go back a while back, this was not available, right? And you really couldn't fine tune the content. You couldn't really niche down. You literally have to do this all on your website, but you can do this all straight from your GMB profile. And all you have to do is just understand what your niche is. And I'm sure you do, because you're the business owner, right? And all you have to do is add more services, type in that stuff, and then add a custom services and just elaborate. Okay. Now, if you're like me and you don't have the time, Or if you have the time and you're just not feeling it, then use ChatGPT, use Claudia, use Perplexity, use Grok, use all these other AI assisted tools to help you create these things. Now, don't copy and paste, right? Because that shit's never good. But I'm telling you, you can just add more things to your profile and just elaborate on it right now. And I don't have this here listed, but a lot of the things that they are listed, but this is a good example. Local SEO, Google My Business. Price, you don't have to put a price. Service price, you don't have to put any of that. Just type in something, right? I am the best at local SEO, Google My Business. Again, think about it from a user journey. If someone else is looking for local SEO, Google My Business, your shit has to be dialed in to where it entices them to click on your profile. And not only that, it does send the right signals for Google, especially if you know how to word it correctly, especially if you optimize it with noun, verbs, and adjectives, also known as entities, LSIs, and variation, semantics, right? Whatever. Just put this shit in there and describe it to a T. Again, if you need help from AI, you can use any of the programs that I suggested and refer to, but just get this shit done. Do as many as you can. You don't have to bang them all out in one night, right? Over time, think about it throughout the day. Oh, I can add that into my profile, jot it down, and just come back and do it. Now, for your clients, you got to make sure that that it is accurate, right? Because in some niches like attorneys and lawyers and things like that, where they may do a lot of things but not everything. You got to make sure that it's dialed in, it's accurate, it provides value, and just make sure the client approves it, right? But if this is your business, stuff this as much as you can because again, you're sending signals to Google, and that's all they want. They just want to know who you are, where you do it, and what you do. Basically, it, man. All right. So use this as a tool to really build your profile on Google My Business for you or your clients, and just optimize the crap out of it. Right. Any variation of the service that you can add in there, throw it in there. It's only going to make your profile stronger. And here's another nugget. I know I only said one, but here's another nugget, right? If you scroll down, right, make sure you're plugging in your profiles. Think about that. Why will Google ask to provide like your social media, right? It's because social media is more important than ever. Why aren't they using Yext? Why aren't they using Yellow Pages, right? Why aren't they using like all these other platforms? It's because social media is a way that Google can confirm that whether you or your business or your clients are the topical authority players in the arena. So use your social media, upload them because it is there for a reason. It's not there just to waste time, just to so Google can have fancy shit on the front end. It is because they're looking at it. They're 100% looking at it. They're reading your shit. They're crawling your shit, right? They want to know, is 417 Boom an actual legitimate business that I should rank online? Because Google is just a search engine. They make money off of consumers who are looking for X, Y, and Z. If you can become the topical authority for whatever niche you're in and dominate it with brand, you're gonna win every single time. And I can't stress this enough. Stop putting the cart before the horse. Stop going straight for the kills. Stop going for all these primary broad keywords. Build your brand first. All right. It's all about branding. Okay. You got to pay your dues, and this is how you pay your dues. Rank your brand. Tie as much entities out there for Google for them to put shit together and make sense, right? You got to build your ecosystem. Like, don't just go for the primary keywords. Don't just focus on one thing. And this is where most business owners and maybe even some of your clients are going wrong. They're just going straight for, I got a website, I want to rank for Miami lawyer attorneys, whatever, right? That is down the road. Rank your brand and leverage everything that Google gives you in terms of websites, Google Maps, listings, properties. Leverage with your brand, okay? And I'm gonna tell you right now, throughout this entire YouTube video challenge that I'm doing, uploading videos, you're gonna hear me crack down on brand, brand, and brand. Okay, now Whenever you learn exactly what I'm talking about, all this will click. But for right now, I'm sure just like I was kind of lost. Like, brand, what are you talking about? Brand? Okay, I'll post things on my social media. I'll do this for my TikTok. I'll do this for my Instagram. But when this shit clicks, and it will, if you just stay with me, you'll understand how you can be a pro on Google, right? You'll know exactly which levers to pull. You'll know exactly what kind of content to put in. You know exactly what to do whenever there's a new algorithm that comes out, right? You'll know exactly, and you'll see it miles away just because you're so in tune with SEO. You're so in tune with Google's information, with search engine information, that you just kind of see it coming and you know exactly what to do, right? So I digress. Again, make sure you're optimizing your GMB profile through the edit services. Now, your dashboard may look different from mine, niche to niche. There are some different variations, but essentially it's the same thing. Update your stuff, optimize it, and upload as much as you can in terms of services, products, or the things that you're offering to your competitors. And then a second nugget: plug in your profiles. LinkedIn, YouTube. I don't think they have YouTube, but LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, whatever Google is wanting from you, plug that in, because that is a way for them to verify your business and to showcase what you do. Okay. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate all the viewers. Again, I don't think that I'm going to go very big with this. I don't even want to go big with this. I just want to be that guy that you can turn to and say, you know what? I think Joseph may have some shit about XYZ. I'm going to check his video out. Okay. So appreciate your time. But last, I want to give a last shout out to my boys who have been with me since day one. Not really since day one, but they've been a huge part of my success, just because, you know, they've always hyped me. They've always believed in me, right? And I wouldn't be there. I wouldn't be here today without them. So shout out to my boy Levy, and a shout out to my boy Jonathan. You know, you guys are awesome. You guys are my mates, my dogs, my mans, right? My dudes. I appreciate you guys. And also shout out to Chris, right? New cat in the bunch. Really cool guy. Young cat, hungry cat. I remember we were talking about being hungry. This cat is super hungry, man. And I see nothing but great things in his future. So shout out to you three. You guys are a great foundation support for me, and I really appreciate you guys. So yeah, this wraps up my first video. I am taking a trip here in about 2 days. So I will make another video when I'm over there, and I got even more nuggets for you. I got more tips and tricks, and let's just hang out, right? Till next time. I'll see you guys later. Take care.